Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On this video, we'll be showing how to cut and sew a bralette maxi gown. If this is your first time coming across my video, please subscribe, like and share. So the first thing I did was dividing my bust circumference by 4. My bust is 38, divided by 4 is 9.5. So I created a square of 9.5 and that is what we have here. After that, I folded it up like this in a triangular form. After I was done, I refolded it again like this. And then I went ahead to cut out the unwanted parts. I blended these parts because I don't want it to be too pointy or too sharp. Then I cut it off. So this is what we have. 4 pieces, 2 for the main piece and 2 for the lining. Next is to cut the down parts of the gown, and to do that I minus my half length from my full length. My full length is 60 plus 2 inches hemming allowance, which is 62. And as you can see from the video, I placed my tape and started my marking from 17 inches because 17 inches is my half length. After I was done with the markings, I connected the markings with a straight line and then went ahead to cut it out. After that, I cut out a band of 4 inches width on fold, and the length is 60 inches because I want to tie it at the back like this. You can cut yours as long as you want. I also cut out these 4 pieces for the strap. The length is 20 inches while the width is 1.5 inches. So now let's go to the sewing machine. I ironed interfacing on the main piece and then I secured the part I was going to sew with a pin because this fabric is a very light material, so I secured it with a pin to avoid it shifting while sewing. After I was done pinning them down, I now sew on them using 1/2 inch. I did this both on the main piece and on the lining piece too. This is what we have after sewing. So the next thing is to go over and open press the stitches and give it a proper ironing. We do this both on the main piece and on the lining piece. Next is to sew on the strap and turn it inside out. After turning it, I now went ahead to give it a good press. After I was done with the ironing, this is what we have. You can see how I open press the stitches on the bralette, and I also ironed the strap flat. They're all looking nice. Next is to bring one of the strap and place it at the center of the bralette like so. Then use one of the lining to cover it up, right side facing each other. Then I secured it with a pin. I also pinned down the 2 sides I was going to sew to avoid it from shifting. Just like I said, the material is a very light one, so I held everything down with a pin, and then I went to the sewing machine and sew on them using 1/2 inch. I stitched on the 2 sides of the both piece. After I was done, I went ahead to give it a proper ironing, and this is what it looks like. Next is to get the band and notch the center. Then Then I marked 1 inch on the down part of the bralette because I want it to overlap. I don't want to show cleavage much. I don't want the center to be open. Then I held it down with a stitch. After that, I also folded it into 2 like this to get the center of the bralette. You remember the band is 4 inches on fold. That is when it's open, it is 8 inches. So I opened the band and placed the center of the bralette on the center of the band, right side facing each other. Then I pin it down all through like so. After I was done pinning them down, I took it to the sewing machine and run a stitch on it. After sewing it, this is what it looks like. So the next thing is to fold in 1/2 inch on the other side of the band. We'll fold in 1/2 inch. You can use your iron to fold in the 1/2 inch, but my material is very light, so I used my pin. I folded in 1/2 inch and used it to cover the raw edges like this. After that, I pinned it down and took it to the sewing machine and top stitch from one end to the other end. I see the moon, I see the moon, I see the moon. Oh, when you're looking at the sun. Next is to bring the down part of the dress and join the 2 edges together like this using 1/2 inch. And because I want it to have a slit at the front, I'm going to measure where I want my slit to start from. I measured 15 inches. You can measure whichever length you want, however high or low you want your slit to be, and then stop your stitch at that point. And because I wanted the slit to be at the left hand side, I brought back my bralette, folded it into 2, and then marked the half of my nipple to nipple measurement. I brought back the down part of the dress that I already joined. You see this part that we joined? I placed it on the half of the nipple measurement that I marked because that is where I want the slit to be, and I hold it down with a pin. Then I did some pleating on the waist from one side of the bralette to the other side, and I secured it with a pin. Then I stitched on it. After sewing it, this is what we have, and as you can see, we have a lot of excesses on the waist. So the next thing is to create a casing for elastic. We are going to fold it in like this to create a case where the elastic will pass. I see the moon, I see the moon, I see the moon. The next thing is to insert the elastic. For the length of the elastic, what I did was I divided my waist circumference by 4. I then minused 1 inch because I want it to grip my waist. I want it to be firm on my waist. I don't want it to be loose. So I divided the circumference of my waist by 4 and minus 1 inch. I see the moon, I see the moon, I see the moon. After inserting the elastic, the next thing is to join the other remaining strap. You know, we cut out 4 pieces of strap because we are going to tie them on the shoulder. In order to determine where we'll be fixing the strap, by the side of the bralette, I measured about 4 inches and marked. That is where I will be fixing the strap. I did the same thing on the other side too. I see the moon, I see the moon, I see the moon. Oh, when you're looking at the sun. next thing is to use your hemming gum to fold in the slit. You can also use your sewing machine depending on whichever one you want to use. And after that, you hem the down part of the dress, and that's it. That will be all for today's class. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. See you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.